Hey Libra, how are you? Welcome to your monthly 2019 March forecast, astrological forecast. I'm excited because there's so many changes happening in the month of March that it's going to literally change every sign. But in particular, Libra, you guys are going to be going through a huge transformation in your relationship sector in the seventh house. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about that today. And I'm going to be using my handy dandy, lovely um, angel cards, which I'm going to pull at the end of the reading. I'm going to pull about 4 cards, 1 card for each week in March, and it's going to specify what you can expect in those weeks that are coming. So there's 4 days in the month. So each card is going to represent an energy for the week. Now, if I pull a card and it doesn't really make sense or it doesn't seem to resonate, then I'll pull a second one out. And then I'm going to pull a 5th card out, which is going to be the overall energy for the month of March. So you want to stay tuned, watch this video until the end so that you can get some insight on what to expect for the month of March, okay? Now, the first thing I want to mention for those of you who are interested in relationships and partnerships, I know a lot of people are interested in, maybe spicing up the relationship that they already have, or maybe they just want to date and find some new people to date. So right now we have Venus moving into Aquarius, okay, on March 1st. So March 1st, it's a beautiful time for Libras, okay? Like it's a double whammy for Libras this month coming up in March. And here's why, because Aquarius is in your 5th house, okay? The 5th house rules everything to do with romance, okay? So like romance, love, children, sex, because it's ruled by Leo, which is the 5th house, okay? So anything that happens in your 5th house, basically it's like anything that's going on in your 5th house is like, wow, romance, romance, romance. So some of you are actually dating somebody right now. Some of you may be dating somebody, or you're thinking about dating somebody, or that might be the case for you. So it's a really good time right now for Libras in terms of love. And the reason why I mention it's a double whammy for Libras, like it's literally a double whammy, is because we have Aries. Uranus is in Aries, and I find when Uranus is in Aries for Libra in the 7th house, it's been so chaotic for some Libras, like in terms of relationships, where it's very short-lived. Like you'll date somebody and then it's short-lived, and then you'll date somebody else and it doesn't seem to work out, and it's just kind of flaky with this Uranus in the 7th house, because you have people that kind of don't know what they want and they're all over the place. And Uranus represents surprises. It's a planet of surprise. It's ruled by Aquarius. And don't get me wrong, like Uranus is great for Libra because it's ruled by Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign. But when it's in your 7th house, it's unpredictable. And that's the problem with Uranus in the 7th house for Libras, is that when you're dating somebody, or you're, in a partnership with someone and they're unpredictable and you kind of don't know where you stand with them, it could be really annoying. And a lot of Libras have been going through that for like the past, I would say 5 to 6 years, that you guys have had to go through this like long drawn out transit with Uranus in the 7th house. So it's just been like super, super, super annoying. And myself as a rising Libra, like I'm so happy that Uranus is finally leaving the 7th house, because I've just been like, just really annoyed with that in the 7th house. So that's really good news. And that's going to be happening on the 6th of March. So give it about a week or two to really kind of just move itself over there, because we will be having a Mercury retrograde in March. So expect, for there to be a little bit of delays, especially if you are dating somebody right now, or, you have a romance going, there will be a little bit of delays with that. So just keep that in mind. But we have beautiful aspects, So March, I would suggest for many Libras, like March is a time to, don't jump into a relationship. And I'm telling almost every sign this because people, they get all excited and they get, all googly eyed and everything. And then, they get disappointed. So just make sure that if you are going to be dating people, just make sure you're clear, with them, like in terms of communication, setting up time, setting up dates. If you're going anywhere, make sure like you're leaving your house in advance. Don't like leave your house like, late, because that can get annoying as well too. So Libra, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing for you. Okay. You have Jupiter in your third house now. So some of you are like writing books or you're broadcasting as well too. So that's a cool thing with Jupiter in your third house. Now, there's going to be a lot of Pisces energy going on. So that can affect Jupiter in the third house. Okay. So with the Mercury retrograde and everything. So some of you, I feel like some of you, I need to tell you this, like if you're writing books or you're writing articles or you're doing anything, with cars as well too, like make sure your car is tuned up. Make sure that if you are going to be launching anything, it's better to launch in April. I would not recommend launching anything in the month of March because you have Jupiter in the third house and then you have a lot of energy going on with Pisces. And right now, Jupiter is squaring a lot of the planets that are going to be transiting in the month of March. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because, the month of March is more of a wait and see kind of game. It's more of a like lay back, low, kind of just see where things are going. You could still go out. You could still have a good time, get dressed up, look good, go out and whatever you want to do. But just make sure that, you're giving yourself time to think about things and you're not just rushing into things and doing things just because you want to do them. So now with Uranus leaving the seventh house, it's going to be going into your eighth house. So a lot of you are going to be seeing in the next coming months, not only in March, but in the next coming months, you're going to see a lot of joint things that you do with people jointly. Okay. So you're going to be attracting, Libra, you're going to be attracting more people to you. Okay, that's natural because the energies are shifting now. Okay, so because the energies are shifting, people are going to see you. They're going to want to be with you. This does not just mean like romance. It could be just friendships. It could be partnerships. It could be just people are more attracted to you. Whereas before, when Uranus was in the seventh house, people were more like, they didn't know where they stood with you. They were just kind of here, there, kind of all over the place. But what you're going to see is once the energies shift, you're going to see a change in people's attitudes towards you. So the way people were treating you, let's say for the past 5 or 6 years, they're going to treat you better now because that planet has now moved out of the seventh house. And that's really, really, really good news because Libra has been struggling for a very long time with partnerships and dealing, a lot of the signs have been dealing with a lot of like harshness with the partnerships and stuff. But the good thing is that these energies are changing and you're going to have a better outcome with your relationships and stuff. So I'm so happy to report that. Now we do have a new moon in Pisces that's going to be happening in your sixth house. So a new moon in Pisces, just your everyday work life. Some of you work every day. Some of you are, interested in your health. So if that's something that you want to focus on, the new moon is a great time to do that, to focus more on your health, focus on your day-to-day routine. So some of you are trying to perfect your day-to-day routine. And what you could do during the Mercury retrograde, during your day-to-day routine, is you can revamp your day-to-day routine. Because some people, some Libras in particular, I would say about 40 to 45% of you, half of you, need to work on that. You need to work on your organizing your daily routine because the sixth house is ruled by Virgo. And Pisces is ruling your 6th house. So some of you have great ideas. You have, great stuff that you do. Some of you work in your own business. Some of you just work for other people. Nonetheless, you have to make sure that it's good to have organization. And that's why the Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to work on that area of your chart, which is the organization, getting things organized, like your daily routine and organization. I don't know what you do in your job, but whatever you do in your job, it's important that you make sure that everything's organized and, so that you're not frazzled. You don't want to be like frazzled and oh, I don't know where this is and I don't know where that is and I'm all over the map, right? Because that can really work against you, Libra. So that would be something really good to work on in the month of March with the new moon. And that new moon is happening on March 6th. Okay. So March 6th is a time when everybody's going to be reorganizing, revamping their ideas and getting ready for spring. Okay. So, just think of Mercury retrograde as kind of like the slingshot that's pulled back so that in April you can spring forward. Okay. Because that, April is spring, right? So we're going to be springing forward if you're in the Northern Hemisphere like I am. Okay, so just keep that in mind, Libra. Now, another thing is that we have a full moon on the 20th, a full moon in Libra. Woohoo! Libra, you have a full moon. We got a full moon in your sign. So some of you are really feeling like abundance. You're going to be feeling abundance in the month of March. You're going to feel like, wow, I've accomplished so much. I've been, working towards a lot of things. And if you don't feel like that, then what I would suggest in the month of March is that work really hard on perfecting something that you are passionate about. Some of you Libras are very passionate about something, and during the new moon, you want to make sure that you working so hard towards accomplishing what you want to accomplish so that by March 20th, you've accomplished so much and you can feel good about yourself. Okay. You can feel really good about yourself because you've been working really hard on something that you are really passionate about. And I think I did a video some while back on how to maximize the new moon to the full moon. Okay. So new moon is all about new beginnings. The full moon is about completion. Okay. So Libra, the full moon is going to be happening in your first house. So a lot of people are going to view you as, and this is for Libra rising, a lot of you people are going to view you as, abundant. People are going to look at you and they're going to be like, wow, this person is, they got a lot going for themselves. They're making money. It's almost going to look like, wow, this person has everything going for them. And I believe that. I believe that a lot of Libras have that going on for them. For those of you that don't, I think like maybe, 10 or 15% of you might not, because, you might be a moon Libra or a sun Libra. But don't despair, because the energies are changing now. So as they change, you're going to change and you're going to have a better result than what you've had in the past little while. Okay. So just keep in mind, March is a month where you want clear communication and you want to look towards, these changes that are going to be happening. Okay. Now, and then finally, at the end of the month, we have Mars moving into Gemini. And Gemini is like a beautiful, beautiful aspect for you because that's going to be happening in your 9th house. So some of you are actually going to be planning on traveling. Some of you are going to be traveling because, you're going to have Mars in your 9th house. Okay. And that's happening at, March 31st. So some of you are planning vacations. Some of you are planning higher education. Some of you are planning to visit a foreign country or learn a foreign language. And the best time to do those things are at the end of March, okay? Maybe a week or two in April, not during March. I would not plan to travel anywhere in March. I would avoid traveling. If you really need to travel, then just make sure that, you're communicating correctly. You're leaving, your house an hour or two earlier just to avoid any like mishaps or anything like that, okay? So that's going to be a beautiful aspect. And Gemini is actually an air sign. It's an air sign like your sign. So it's compatible and it works very well for you. Okay. So, April is going to be a beautiful month as well for Libra. Okay. Now I'm going to pull some cards. I'm going to shuffle them, pull some cards. I'm going to ask to have, please provide 4 cards, 1 card for each week in March 2019. What are the energies for the first, the second, the third, and the fourth week for Libra, March 2019? What are the energies that we can expect for the first, second, third, and fourth weeks in the month of March for Libra? So I'm going to pick 4 cards, and then I'm going to pick an overall energy for the month of March. And I love these cards. They really give me insight. Ooh, I like this. Okay. So we have the wheel, Archangel Michael, and it says a time of positive change. Woo! I love that. I love that, because you want to know something? You are going through change, Libra. You're going through a major change in your relationship sector. You're going through major changes probably in your job. You just have major changes going on. You're going to have a full moon in your sign in March. So look at this. You got the wheel, and it's like the wheel of fortune. Okay. So you got like all the signs there, all the balanced energies. And what the card says is, it says a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Okay. Fortune is on your side. So I think, when with this card, it's talking about Uranus, because Uranus is like, this is a big milestone for Libras. Uranus has been sitting in that 7th house, and it's been lingering in there. Last year it left the sign of Aries, and it briefly gave you a taste. I don't know if you remember, around March 2018, there was like a brief taste in your mouth of what it's going to be like in 2019, March 2019. And that's why you got this card, because what the card is trying to tell you is, it's trying to tell you that you need to get ready for the sudden changes. Like, sudden changes are going to come, and they're going to come swiftly. They're going to come fast, and you deserve this, because you've been going through a lot of shit lately with this 7th house. So a situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side, and that's for the first week of March. Okay. All right. Now, the second week of March, we have the star. Oh my God. Nobody got the star so far. Out of all the signs that I've done, Libra, nobody has gotten the star. So, Archangel Josephiel, I think that's right. Don't quote me, but this is the name of the archangel that we have here, and it's a woman, and she has like the vases of water, and she's pouring it out, and the stars are there. Okay, so it says happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. So some of you have plans on doing stuff for the second week of March, and you're moving in the right direction, and it's saying to make positive changes, and happy times are ahead. So that's 7. This is number 17. So 17 might be significant for some of you, or, if you add 7 and 1, that's the number 8. So that's going to be for the second week. So maybe on the 8th day of, which is probably, the first or second day of the second week in March, might be significant for you. So, you do have star power and star energy for the month of March, Libra. So take advantage of that. Happy times, make positive changes, optimistic long-term plans, and on the right path. So that's a beautiful card. And the third card is Unity, Archangel Sandalphon. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. And that's this is a really beautiful card, because you have um, you know, you got all these spiritual things, these bubbles with like the different like symbols, like the cross and the star and the yin and the yang and the Star of David, and just all these beautiful things that are going to be happening. These are really positive cards, Libra. Seek out like-minded friends. Okay, so some of you, like I said, because of the changes that are happening in your seventh house, you will be seeking out new people and people will be seeking you out. Okay, this is why you got unity, because now it's time to change the way you view your partnerships. Okay, the way you change all of that. Number 5 also represents the fifth house. Like I was talking about the fifth house with romance. So some of you might be experiencing romance the third week of March, okay? And Venus is still going to be in that area. Venus is going to be leaving the fifth house on the 26th of March. So take advantage of the time that Venus is in your fifth house. Romance and love will be highlighted. So if you do have a partner or you have somebody you're seeing, make sure you spend time with them, because unity is a very big thing for you the third week of March, okay? So traditional viewpoints or methods. So some of you might be in a traditional relationship or you're traditionally dating. Okay, spiritual organization. Some of you are into spirituality and you're going to be focusing on that the third week as well. And seek out mentors and like-minded people, which they're going to be seeking you out as well too after Uranus leaves that seventh house. Okay, and we have the fourth card for the fourth week, and it's the Queen of Water. Okay, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, loving. Oh, wow. And listen to what this card says. Look at this angel. You got a beautiful angel and you got the dolphins down there as well. Okay. And this is the message the card has for you, Libra. Relationships develop to a new level. Irks. I hear something about relationships moving to another level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others, okay? So some of you are going to be very intuitive at the end of the month, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of changes. And with Uranus moving into the eighth house is it's very similar to the Piscean house, which is the 12th house. But the eighth house is it's ruled by Scorpio. So there is some depth there. There is some ability to have intuitiveness. And when you see Uranus in the eighth house, your intuition is on point. You have a very deep intuition when you're on this plane. Whereas the 12th house, Pisces 12th house, is more like ethers, like being more aware of like the ethers and the energies that are off this planet. But when we're talking about the spiritual energies on this planet, we're talking about the eighth house. And because Uranus is going to be transiting there and you're going to be having planets in your fifth house, it's telling me that you need to be spiritually aware of the relationships you're in. And if you feel a certain way about something, then you should follow your gut instincts in terms of relationships. So relationships will develop for you, Libra. I feel at the end of the at the end of the month, you're going to be having a lot of changes and stuff like that. So expect to have relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition at the end of the month and care for yourself and others. Okay. So those are really beautiful cards. Happy times are ahead for you. Lots of romance, Libra, I'm seeing in March for you. Now let's just see what are the overall energies for Libra for the month of March. And, you got a lot of good cards, Libra. Wow. Like all the other signs are going to be jealous because you got all these good signs, all these good cards. Okay. 6 of Earth. Okay. And look at this. Look at this card. Look how beautiful it is. Balance. You got the scales. These are 2 scales. Okay. And they look so balanced for the month of March. Okay. Because you have abundance. Like I said, with the full moon in your sign, you have abundance coming. Okay, so I hope you're ready for this abundance that's coming. This is what this card says. Okay, it says gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. Wow. So some of you could be getting ready to maybe focus on career and money as well. It seems like this is where your energy's at. Maybe this is what you want to focus on. And it seems to me that this is something that's very, very important to you. Being able to balance your energies out in terms of your career and your money. And I think a lot of Libras have been focusing on that because last year you had Jupiter in the second house, and this year, everything that you did last year is kind of working up to this year. So I'm also sensing like, Libra, keep going with whatever you're doing. If you're working on a project or you have something that you're working on to collect money, to make money, put in the time and put in the effort, okay? Because you have those gifts. It's telling me in March you have the gifts of the time and the effort and the money that you need to make your goals come true and to have these new career opportunities, because these new career opportunities are available to you, okay? And you can receive a loan to pay off your debts. So as you continue to work really hard on this career thing that you're doing, that you're focusing on, or even just at a job, there's really, really good things going to come for you. So just keep in mind that, to have balance also for the month of March, and be balanced and be comfortable in who you are and in yourself. Because like I said, Libras have been going through a lot of issues in terms of, the relationships that you've experienced. And I'm so glad to report that that's going to end very soon for you. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. And if you liked this forecast and you liked the angel cards, please comment below if you have any questions about March. I also put down in the link in the description box, I put a link to the Mercury retrograde. If you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, or you'd like to learn more about it, you can click that video and I tell you exactly my theories on it, because I have been studying astrology for over 15 years, and it's one of my hobbies that I love doing. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to click that link below and check that out as well. What else do I want to say? Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. And like I said, Libra, you have beautiful cards this month. You have beautiful things coming to you, so just make sure you check all that stuff out in March. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I wish you guys all the best. Okay, Libra? Bye.